All right, welcome. It is time for a Monster of the Week. We are deep within the insanity here of the school. It's only been the first day of classes, and our group has gotten into it, kind of in their other type of investigation. Ultimately, their shenanigans in the main ceremonies on the pre-day of school after everyone was moved in has enabled them to kind of be away from the classes, which has benefited them just a bit. The main idea that has happened here is that there was a video game going around the school that they realized was causing people to continually play it. Now, it was relatively found out quickly, or at least discovered due to the fact that such things are illegal to have at this boarding school, are against the rules. And our crew was getting blamed for it, particularly Portia, who had become addicted very, very quickly. Katie has been able to withstand its effects for the most part, while Ace has had some exposure to it. And while cleaning a janitor's closet, from someone who had died, they realized the game was present and started to piece together that those who were playing this game were, in fact, finding their demise, while others were simply disappearing. Chasing down some leads, including some library stuff and some the nurse's office, and going to the science labs. They have put together a concoction that has proven to destroy the game. Using this concoction, they made their way into Stan's dorm, which they discovered was very posh, and were able to get below into sort of a subfloor of it, where he had this strange laboratory in which he was mass producing these games, and having some of the people who he had gotten to play the game work sort of as zombie employees. Ace was able to pour the liquid upon the copying machine for the games, thus destroying it. And the students, upon seeing this, went to grab satchels for distribution of the game. KD, being very quick thinking, seeing the danger, went ahead, grabbed these satchels, and hurried up the stairs while Ace tried to hold them off, being thrown into the ground and beginning to be trampled upon as they are all coming up this ladder into this main room where Katie is standing over the trap door. In the meantime, moving through the woods, zombified by Stan, we see Stan leading Portia off to a cliff after Portia may have revealed a few secrets and that she might truly know what Stan has been doing. So, going off towards the cliffs of insanity of this place, and is Portia and Stan, and Ace is being trampled, and Katie is overlooking the whole scene of these terrible zombified people. So we will get going. So, Katie, you're seeing these students who you've been trying to be friends with, due to your programming, coming up now, seeking your destruction and the destruction of, sorry, and the acquisition of the discs to distribute and to hurt the school that you are attending. Your other friend Ace is being trampled upon by them. She looked down. What does Katie want to do?
How many are there?
6.
All right, I'll fight them.
Okay. So, what does it look like for you to fight them?
I'm gonna use my. I will use my fists.
Okay. So they're coming up there, this kind of ladder from the trap door. they're trying to climb up. Are you waiting for them to come up and attack, and you're trying to attack them in there? Like, what tactic is she doing?
Yes. Yeah, I'll just like punch the top one.
Okay, so you're trying to kind of keep them all within the hole the best you can.
Oh wait, no, I can't do that. I'd pull one out and punch them.
Okay, so you get one of them out and then attack.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. All right. Roll to kick some ass.
That's 9.
9. Okay. All right. And I figured, do you have armor?
Yes.
Perfect. Yeah. So in that case, they only do 1 harm, and it would be under the reference of this armor that you have. So, yeah. You pull one out, you smack it. What's your sheet say for your harm?
2 harm.
Okay. You feel their jaw kind of dislocate. A few teeth fly across the room here. What else would you like to do?
Are they still up?
They are.
All right, I will kick them in the face.
Okay.
$11.
11. Okay, so there's the harm, and then you get your extra effect.
All right. Is one of those effects knocking them out?
You can force them where you want them.
Okay. Can I force one halfway through the wall? I don't know.
You can. I mean,
Okay.
just tell me what you want to do.
Yeah, I want to stick one in the wall.
Absolutely. That's totally good. So you take the same one, you lift them up, you throw them into the wall here. As you hear their neck snap. And there's now a corpse in the wall.
Oh. Oh, whoops. Okay. Yeah. I would try to attack the next one.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna say there. Ace, what do you do? Oh yeah, you're incapacitated, so you're kind of down there. They're very base. I think the other ones now are going to. Well, I would say this: you see that they're now going to go down and shut themselves into this place away from you. They are much more frightened of you. Like there's a moment where they go, "She's a murderer," and they start freaking out. Like their senses come back for this moment to get them to hide below. What do you want to do?
Want to open it up.
Okay.
I'll punch through the floor if I have to.
I love it. Yeah, act under pressure.
Act under pressure. Six.
Okay. So they come down, they close down the trap door. Your fist comes in, of course, gaining experience, and it seems that this was reinforced, this trap door portion, with very solid metal. As your fist comes down, and you're going to lose the functionality of this dominant hand, and take 1 harm, ignore armor.
Okay,
as your hand shatters.
That still gets reduced. I have Inhuman, which gives me 1 less harm.
In general. Okay. So it's not armor.
It's let's see. Oh, I'm sorry, immortal. It says whenever you suffer harm, you suffer one harm less.
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
So that and the armor.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
That's good. Yeah, like I said, I'll stand at this. I'll say what's kind of happening. You're looking at your sheet, so I'm good.
Right.
Perfect. So, yeah. So you still don't feel pain, though your hand is shattered.
Okay. I will attempt the other hand.
Okay. Yeah. Give me another act under pressure.
5.
The other hand shatters. And you hear a scream from the hallway as both of the dorm parents now have come into this banging. See you banging, blood on your forearm, and a student dead in the wall.
Yep. I'm going to try to manipulate them. I'm going to smear the blood on my face a little bit. No, I don't have blood. Never mind. There's no blood.
There's the blood of the person you were attacked.
Right. So I'm going to use their blood, smear it on me a little bit, and I'm going to say, they attacked me, and I was trying to escape just now. My hands are broken.
Okay. Okay. So, roll manipulate someone.
And let me just make sure of this. Take a -1 since this requires social intelligence. Okay. Okay. So in total, that is a 10, even with the negative.
Oh, nice. Okay. So, all right. So, what were you? What are you ultimately trying to get them to do?
I'm trying to make them believe that I was the victim and I had to protect myself from this attacker.
Mm-hmm.
And then just kind of point to the bag and say, "This needs to be taken away. They were trying to force me to play it."
Okay. All right. So you have 6 bags, by the way.
6
But
bags. Oh god.
You took all 6, is what you said. You're like, I take them all.
Okay.
You're like, what did I get myself
Sounds
into?
right.
This session I can't remember. I love it. So they look at you. Okay. Go. Okay. All right. They produce. They go. Just stay right here, and one of them like runs off as they whisper something. And do you wait for them to come back? And do you listen to them saying, "Stay right here"?
I'm going to say, my friend locked themselves down below because they were trying to get away. We need some help. I can't get it open. I don't know if they have enough air down there.
Okay. Okay.
They were yelling something about a lawsuit.
Okay. Okay. They kind of go with you here. They come back with these iron manacles. They go, "Okay, Katie, we're just going to place these thick around your upper arm since you don't have wrists anymore."
What? Oh, I don't? Oh, God.
Your hands are...
They're gone? I didn't know if they were, like, just lying limp on me or if they were just,
Yeah,
like...
they're, like,
rolled up.
shattered into pieces.
Oh, okay.
And you go, okay. Go, so we're going to put these on you, okay?
Why?
Because we need to figure out what happened. And if you really are, this really happened, if what you're saying is true, then there'll be no worry. But until we can verify it, we just need to keep everybody in the school safe.
Right. So you should take me to the infirmary.
We will as soon as we get these on you.
Okay. She'll go along with it. She's
Okay, so they
So, can I do a timeout real quick to tell
Sure.
Jackie something Katie would know that might be of importance for this decision, since he forgot the session?
go ahead.
We found out that these dorm parents are Stan's actual parents.
Do
I
I know
think-
that?
This is a really good question, Katie. For the plot here, when you can take any of this back, it's
Well,
fine too. Wait,
What's his face? I can't remember his name. I'm sorry. It's been too long. He actually told was it Ace?
Ace
That
told
everybody?
everyone.
Yeah,
Oh,
told
yeah.
everyone. Yeah. He was like, "Oh, by the way,
Yeah.
those are his parents." Yeah. Because he saw the picture on the desk.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll say Katie knows. If you'd like to change what happened,
Okay.
I'm totally okay with that.
Yeah. So if these are Stan's parents, she will just say, "Don't worry, I can make it to the infirmary on my own."
Okay. Okay, then they're going to block your way, attempting to get to you here. Now, what I'll say is they have these manacles. So their way of kicking some ass is to put manacles on you. So basically, as opposed to if you were to engage with them and do kick some ass, as opposed to you gaining a harm, you would be manacled. If you get if you roll at all, I guess. So that being said, I just want you to have this picture in your head. They're blocking the way. Seemingly, they're not going to let you out this direction. What do you want to do? We need to figure out what happened, Katie. You need to cooperate to show us you really mean this.
Okay, so just so I understand the mechanics of what just happened.
Sure.
When I rolled to manipulate someone.
Yes. So there is a dead body, and you have broken machine hands.
Okay.
And so when I'm looking at this, then let me relook at
So
this.
the minimum it would take for them
to do it. The minimum for them to do it is to manacle you. They need to feel like they're safe.
Oh.
That's how I interpreted the rules.
Okay.
Because they're not going to they're giving you a benefit, but they need you secured.
Okay.
Because the situation's nuts. There's a dead student and what looks like a machine in the room that was just trying to bang into underneath their son's dorm room.
Okay. Okay. I guess I'll go along with it then.
Okay. So Manico, so you are secured in this fashion, and they are in fact going to begin to escort you down to the infirmary. At least one of them is.
Okay.
This is going to be specifically this is Sarah. Um, and then Jensen is going to stay here or escort you. And it's sort of wrapped some cloth around your hands while this is happening. Okay, so that's resolving itself there, and then we're going to go ahead and through. All right, so so this scene has commenced. Did you write down your friend in need move, Katie?
I don't have a friend in need.
Okay. So you got a special move because of Terra that you can roll to have Terra sort of appear and help you. We had gotten that from the race.
Oh no, the only thing I had on was that I just had a +1 in dealings with Terra.
Oh, that's right. You had that. Okay. Right. That's all you have. Sorry, I got myself confused. Okay, so perfect. And then we're going to go over here. So back over the pines, the woods, way past the lines where students are ought to go. Stan helping Portia play the game and go through all the options of character creation and showing her some mods he found. Get her to the cliffs. As you still play. He to you. You know, I almost believed you back there. That you wanted to be friends.
Why do you think I would want to be friends?
You know. Because I'm different.
So
That's why I brought the game, and I thought it would make people my friend, but it just makes them want the game.
Aw. Okay, you know what? I'm going to be 100% as I'm playing this game. I'm going to be 100% with you. This game that you created, I know you don't know what you did. You can't tell what you did. What you were using are summoning circles. You're killing people with this game, with the addiction of this game. You can't see it, but I can see it. As I'm playing, I am terrified right now, but I can't put it down because I have these black sigils crawling up my arms. People are being possessed.
It's better than them bullying me.
Have I ever bullied you? I didn't know you before I came here.
No, but they've been better, and there's not much more I can do. It's best to clean up the mess. Go somewhere else. Run away.
So you're going to do that to your parents.
It was always a disappointment.
Are you sure about that?
Uh-huh.
How?
Okay. I think there's a lot you can't do to them because Stan's technically a monster, but I am going to go ahead and do manipulate someone just to get him to open up and talk.
All right, that works. Manipulate someone. Okay. Oh, damn. Which dice do I pick up? That's really good. 12.
Oh, very good. Wow. Because they were trying to teach me to talk to and work with the different things here. And I couldn't do it. And they said that I shouldn't even have their name. And so they enrolled me without it because I shouldn't be associated with them. So I proved myself, but they didn't realize that I actually got it more right than they did. I went further below the island with what I figured out. There was a thing, they just called it that which sleeps, but I woke it up, Portia. It looked at me. It began teaching me. And now I will show them how good I am. It's not good at friends, but you can certainly do some good things. People will do anything just to play your game.
Tears are running down Portia's face. And I'm sorry that your parents feel that way. It's hard. It's not my parents, but or my parents, along with me, were the, I guess you could say, black sheep of our family. Did you know that I'm related to Ace?
No, I didn't know that.
Not a lot of people do. We're not the, I guess you could say, the science-y type. The stick to the rules type. And we've been practically shunned. It's tough. It's hard. And I'm sorry. I really am. If you had given me a chance, I'm sure we could have been really good friends.
You're trying to destroy my game, Portia.
It's because it's hurting people. It's killing people. I almost died earlier.
Well, I can't let you stop what's happening, or just be another failure.
Can I try to use my telekinesis to throw a rock at his head to try and knock him out?
Okay. I think this would essentially be kick some ass,
Yeah.
but you would get to use your weird instead.
Yeah.
Telekinesis. Yeah, I would say go ahead. You're in a very precarious situation.
Yeah.
So there's a lot, like, this is gonna, because we had a lot better rolls that have set you up to this bad spot. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. I know. Oh, that's really good. 14.
14. Okay, is there anything specific with your telekinesis move?
Let's see. On a 10 or more, you move it, choose 2 options, and mark 1 harm. On a 12 or more, that's advanced, never mind. Okay, something is held fast, something is hurt, 2 harm, smash, something catches fire, fling something bigger than person. You keep it basically under your control and suffer 1 less harm.
Okay. So you have those options with your telekinesis. What do you want to do?
God, I don't want to hurt him. Can I have him? I can't. Can I control his body?
One of the options is what, to hold somebody fast or hold something fast.
Hold something fast. Something is held fast. Yeah.
Okay. I think he's got this satchel.
Uh-huh.
I think you could manipulate the satchel on his body to throw him down and keep him on the ground for a bit, as long as
Yeah.
you're concentrating. And that's not indefinite. Like if you
Yeah. No.
get
I
out
know.
of the area, he's going to get up. But
Yeah. Yeah. I will do that. And I
okay, so
I'm gonna catch something on fire. See if it works. I'm gonna try and confirm this game that I'm holding. It's fine if I
okay.
take fire.
Well, these are two. These are two. Do you get two? Or do
I
you
get
one? You
I
get
get
two?
two options.
Perfect. Okay, so he's put down, and the fire. It's just a normal fire, right?
It just says something catches fire.
Okay. You attempt to burn this, and the flames do not affect it. Like,
Okay.
essentially, the heat happens, so flames are around it as you're using your telekinesis to move the particles around so fast that they generate the heat.
Yeah.
But this game is not able to be done by this. And he watches you this, and even though he's down, he goes, it's in every game.
I know.
You can't simply kill it like that.
But you can destroy the games. There is a way. We know that there is a way. Oh. God, I want to put this down. I want to drop it so bad.
You try to act under pressure.
Oh. It's an 8.
An 8. Okay. I think you get a -1, but that still is going to be within a good realm, I think.
Well, that was a. I have a +1 ongoing. Oh, and putting it down, that's -1, so that'd be 7.
Okay, so
Yeah.
cool. Perfect. Double check my chart here. Okay. So on a 7, then you still feel the urge to play. Okay, so you act under pressure. Perfect. So here's the thing. I'm going to let you kind of in on this, Courtney. To wrench this away, it's going to cost something.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a good like whether this is severely harming your leg to get you to concentrate on pain or something else, but because of how deep your character has been with this game, with the 7-9 you can get out of it, but there's going to be something bad that occurs from getting out of it. So what do you do to break it, to break your concentration here, to totally get out of it?
She's going to. Is it still on fire?
I would say no. The flame just came up
Okay.
and went away because they couldn't catch on
Okay.
anything.
Well, she is actually going to smash her head into the game. She's going to smash the game with her head, try and knock some sense into herself.
Okay, so I won't play.
Yeah.
Yeah. So take 1 harm, ignore armor.
Okay. That's cool. I don't have armor anyways.
Okay. And as you see your blood, you feel your blood coming down your forehead, stinging your eyes from this gash that drips on the game, you are able to get rid of it. How do you want to get rid of it?
I'm going to throw it off the cliff.
Okay, so you toss it, and it falls into the ocean. You breathe. Now, the other games, he does have some on him, but they're in the satchel that you've held fast. You cannot see them.
Yeah.
You're not under effects of them. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna look down at him, wipe the blood from my forehead a little bit, and be like, "We could have really gotten along. You have a fantastic set of skills, but I'm not gonna die for you, and I'm gonna run back."
Okay. So you start taking off.
Yeah.
As you get into the woods out of sight, you feel your pull upon him weaken.
That's fine. But she's just gonna keep running.
All right, so you're
She'll
running.
drop everything if she needs to.
Ace. You find yourself being fed some water. As you come to consciousness, you see 5 of the other students who are down here. They're still all playing the game. But they're at the same time kind of nursing you back. It's are you okay? You all right, man? They don't seem to really know what they've done.
I mean, my leg's broken, but why do you guys do that to me?
You're trying to stop us from getting out of here. You can't just push away the people. But, I mean, then that crazy girl up there started trying to kill us all. And I don't know. You just didn't seem as threatening when you're all passed out with a broken leg, so we don't want you to die.
How can you guys break the rules so easily? As he's looking up at the games.
Act under pressure as you're watching people play the game.
All right. And he remembers that he's read about this, so he gets to use sharp instead of cool.
Okay.
Ooh, 13.
13. Okay. Perfect. Yeah, you are very good. You're and by the way, you are now totally immune to the game's effects unless you play it. But you get to physically play it, but you start to understand, and they just can't put it down. And they don't seem to be fully there. Like, there's stuff that seems to be going on. I would say, even as you're keeping your mind away, notice, I think and you know this before, like, there are mystical things going on. You knew there were so many circles. You know, like, this is not normal. And as you press this, it just seems that they have been... Like, at some point, whenever you press it, they just sort of come up with an excuse, and that seems okay to them. So you don't think you can necessarily, like, get them to realize what they're doing. Because all they're really doing is playing the game. And their heads, all they were trying to do was to give the game to other people. And so, like, they're not in this realm that it's this evil thing right now.
Well, since you guys were trying to leave so much. I mean, do you mind taking me to the nurse's office?
Oh, I go. Grace, see if she's still out there. Looks like, and climbs up and looks like there's like this little ladder off in the corner and she climbs up above the ceiling and it goes down. She comes back. She's gone, but Johnson's here. Jane, we're gonna get so much trouble if he finds us. Dude, you're just gonna have to chill out. We can't let Johnson find us. What do you like to do?
This may be really, really stupid, but because he knows there's a teacher there, and because they obviously seem scared of him,
But you know it is. You say Johnson. This is Johnson Sorensen. So you do know this is his dad.
yeah.
But it's fine if you want to go ahead.
I think either way, I mean, just from how they're talking, I mean, obviously it doesn't seem like necessarily they're on the best terms, so he's going to start yelling for help.
Okay.
Yelling, help, they're holding me hostage, I'm hurt, help.
A moment goes by. You hear a key being inserted into a lock. Turned. And it opens. There's Johnson Sorensen looking at everyone, seeing the game being played, and as looks at you, looks at everybody. They're like, "Oh, good, she's gone. We can all come out." Says, "Yes, all of you come out now."
I can't.
Right. He says, "The rest of you come out," and they all come out. He then comes down. And he puts takes like a really heavy takes like a wood plank and he puts it over the trap door here so it can't be shut as he comes down partially to the ladder. I mean, it looks like you were the only one who did not fall into this game, huh?
Well, as you know, my family has a strong tradition at the school and refuse electronics altogether. I've refused to play it, and I was trying to gather information and get these to return to you before I was attacked and trampled and my leg broke.
Oh my, yeah, we need to take care of that. What did you find out?
Just that they were being made down here, and then the students that are down here were passing them out. I mean, nothing much. I don't know how they're being made. I just know they were down here making them, and then they were like taking them to other people and distributing them from here. My friend Katie had satchels, and she was trying to get a way to bring them to you.
Stan was doing this?
I didn't see him in particularly. I've just seen.
This is his room.
Well, I would assume it would be him, yes, because it is his room. But I have not particularly seen him with the game in his hands. or doing anything himself, but it is his room. And they are underneath it, but aside from that, I don't know. Manipulate someone?
No. I would say the seeing all this fully beginning to fully suspect it's his son.
Mhm.
He is now moving to the monster category.
Oh, fun.
And he kind of comes up, and with your broken leg, what you see is he's going to remove this board and lock you back down in here.
And as that happens,
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping there's a split second because I'm trying to think about cinematically.
There's some
that-
time. I'm telling you. I'm telling you so you could do that. Like you see him begin to make this motion. Yeah.
As he starts moving it, you're going to see Ace reach into his chest pocket and pull out the flare gun
Okay.
and fire it at him.
Absolutely. Kick some ass.
Oh. That's an 11.
Ooh, okay. So you get to pick an extra effect. So you can get the advantage, you can inflict terrible harm, you can suffer less harm, or you can force them where you want them. What would you like to do?
Sorry, I was muted while I'm talking. He is going to as he's firing, roll off to the side of the board to hit the ground instead of fall back in the hole to get the advantage.
Okay, so you're going to take +1 forward?
Oh, that's what get the advantage mean. Okay. Never mind then. He will just inflict serious harm. I apologize.
Okay, so inflict terrible harm. Very good. What's the harm of the gun? What's all the attributes of the flare gun?
It is too loud and messy.
Okay, yeah. Absolutely. So you fire it, it hits him square in the chest. That is 3 harm because you're inflicting more. And he yells as this burns and he is passed out at the top. However, fire begins to start around. So you're at the bottom here. Above you, there are flames that are have now started around the top. And kind of from that, the wooden board begins to fall down. It comes on down. You're going to take 1 harm here. If you have armor, that will protect you as it falls upon you.
Have armor, so I'm at 4 harm.
Okay. You're at 4 harm. I'm going to say since that is fallen, he's down there. The door does shut, but it is not locked. But the problem you have is that you think there's fire there, so there may be fire beginning to build on top of it if you don't get out of there soon. You are down with the broken leg. And of course, that's also going to begin eating up oxygen. So you're not in a good spot with this. but your immediate threat, this man who's going to lock you in and leave you to rot and do whatever he's going to do, is taken care of. That we're jumping around because we went 3 directions here, but that is kind of where we are. Katie, you are led sort of sneakily to the nurse's office. Upon getting there, you do see the woman who usually operates it here. And she looks up, what is going on, as the door is locked. Sarah goes, we have a problem. She broke her hands. And she turns you around as you're manacled with your arms behind your back. The nurse is like, what in the... and looks at your hands and sees that they're not quite blood and flesh. Anything you'd like to do?
Hello. I'm Katie.
We already met.
Well, my prosthetic hands appear to have been shattered. I require new ones.
Where'd you get these prosthetics, Katie? I've never seen anything like it.
My father is a very highly sought after surgeon.
Okay. I will have manipulate somebody here.
Okay.
To get her to believe you.
All right. Let's see what happens. Four.
Okay. Arc experience. As she looks. This. No one can do this. Goes, right. And it appears she may have murdered someone.
That's not true. I was defending myself.
Don't see your scratch on you, Katie.
Don't you see my hands?
Goes right. And Sarah here will say, all right, Nurse Nellie, listen to me. You need to keep her secured here. I am going to figure out what else is happening. We need to allow authorities to deal with this.
That's not necessary.
And given the nature of what is happening, because she's ignoring you at this point. You can try to do anything you want, but she's in the adult teacher mode where she's not going to stop no matter what a student says. She's talking to another adult. It's very important, and we may need to go to the board with this. Sally kind of nods. Yeah, you can count on me, Miss Hanson.
Are you saying we should post flyers for my missing hands?
And they go to the door. You can see that Sarah's going to go to leave, and the nurse is going to go to lock it behind her.
There's no need to lock the door.
Just for security procedure.
Do not worry. I am the victim. My father is a very highly sought after surgeon. That is likely why you were so disturbed by my hands.
Yes. What is your father's name again?
Dr. Monroe.
Dr. Monroe. Because I had looked, your father isn't listed as a surgeon. in our paperwork.
He does not like to brag.
Of course.
You have to
So
understand, he has such a long patient list, and when he had me registered here, he informed me that there could not be any look of impropriety, because then people would think that he bought my way in.
of course. Well, Katie, we don't have all the information.
I'm happy to give you information.
Sure. But that would just be your side of the story. And we need to get some of the other sides before we move forward.
I agree. We should go back to the room I was in. There are several victims that are currently locked in the basement.
That's true. Miss Saracen's taking care of it already. You and I, we need to see to those hands. And I'm a bit worried that you might jolt. So I'd like to secure you to the table for your safety and mine.
That is not necessary.
Well, even if it's not necessary, it would be the cautious thing to do. And we do want to be cautious here at Gumbo Grove.
Actually, we should be urgent. There are several victims in need of your help.
We are being urgent. Miss Saracen will bring anybody who needs down here to me.
That's why she left her husband.
Well, or she's getting the headmistress. The point.
Well, wouldn't the husband already be here with the victims if they were bringing them?
She looks, pauses. All right. Because of the situation, if you do manipulate, you'll have an additional -1. But if you'd like to try something else, you definitely may try to get out of this. I want to give you the ability to get out. I'm just telling you the situation that you were finding yourself in.
All right. What I'm going to do, I will attempt to see if I can investigate this person.
Okay.
That means I take 1 extra hold when I do this by talking to them.
Perfect.
Because people have a tendency to say more than they should around me.
Okay.
Okay. So let's investigate a mystery. That's a total of 8.
Okay. Absolutely. So that's 2 holds total because you get a plus extra hold.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think you're talking to her. You're having this conversation. What would you like to know? Or you can ask it as a question and she'll answer.
Yeah. What are they concealing from me right now?
Okay. So phrase that as like as Katie asking a question.
Okay.
Katie.
Why is it so necessary to keep me here instead of allowing me to assist in helping the others get here?
Katie, I don't know what you know, but you heard her reference the board. That means that something that the world outside of our school would not understand. And judging from how prolific this game has become, I don't know. Let's just say that sometimes certain things happen here. And the tradition is that students would take care of them, as has been the way for hundreds of years at the school. Even when I went here. But when things get out of hand and we talk about the board, it means that we as the adults need to interfere. And right now, we need to determine if you maybe are a thing. Or are you a victim? Because a dead person was found in the vicinity, and you might be the reason they're dead, and we need to know that before we proceed.
I am the reason they're dead. But it was self-defense. I was attempting to help someone. And
Right.
also, I brought 6 bags of games upstairs with me.
And so the games are here. You see, he has them here. Of course. And how did you find the games? Where'd you get them all?
A group of students were playing them, and I tried to take them away from them, and they became very violent. And one of them, I unfortunately hit harder than I intended to. But they were also trampling upon another student who I was trying to save. I am worried about that student.
I think she's getting worried that
Also, did you know that Johnson's son might be involved?
what do you mean their son?
Their son, Stan.
And she quickly goes over to files that she has. She's keeping an eye on you still. Katie, sit, please.
Okay, but please do not bind me to any chairs.
She starts looking through these files, and you just see that as she pulls out one, it's heavily redacted. Her eyes kind of go wide back. Is there anything else you wanted to get out of her before things
Yeah.
proceed?
Where do you think Stan would go?
So he wasn't in his room?
No. Well, to be honest, I don't remember.
He wasn't.
He was not.
Portia led him away from his room
Yes.
with you guys watching.
My friend Portia led him away, and I have not seen either one of them since. My father is a very highly sought after surgeon.
She stares. Her mind seems to be racing. She just makes a decision. Oh. All right, this is what I'll say, because I want to move here, but this needs to be player directed. So, you would need to do manipulate someone.
Okay.
I think you I'm going to give you a +1, which I think makes it a straight, which will
Yes.
cancel out your thing for your minus.
Correct.
I think that's what we're due here for all this groundwork you're laying on this woman.
All right. Let's
So-
see what happens. 7.
Okay. So you have to show them that you mean it. This-
Okay. Show them that I mean it.
I think her looking, she's getting an idea of who you are. If you have something, go ahead, or she'll have something here.
Okay. So I think Katie, whether or not it's valid or not, she sees this person as trustworthy based on her speaking to her. And so she is going to say, it is true, my father is a very highly sought after surgeon, but he seeks a very special clientele. He does not operate on people, he builds things.
Okay. Next, and leave one of your eyes here.
Okay. She just takes it out without even hesitating.
And she's kind of expected this. She's figured this out in her head, right? And she takes it and she puts it in this locked drawer. Okay.
Your drawer is very dark.
He'd be heading towards the cliffs. That's where he likes to be alone. It's where he's talked about in our counseling meetings. And she's looking at some of her notes. I think your friend might be in danger. You need to go find Portia. I think Stan might try to hurt her.
Okay. May I borrow an eye patch?
Yeah, she realizes she sees this machinery back there. She's like, that would be good. And she gives you like these like gloves that sort of fit on your hands.
Yeah, just kind of sticks them on magnetically. And thank you for your help. And so she will leave.
Okay, very good. You go to leave, and okay, yeah, I think we have to see what happens next here. Perfect. So we're gonna go to Portia. Are you going towards the forest, Katie?
She's going to where she was directed to.
Yeah,
and it's also worth
Eclipsed.
pointing out she still has full control over the eye. So at any point, if that drawer comes open, it would fly out.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I think her intention, unless something else intercedes, is to keep it locked up because it was more collateral because of all this different information she was getting. Perfect. Okay, you're running towards the school, Portia, going through trees away from the cliff. You hear Stan moving through. He's not very quick. Mumbling something about different codes and whatnot. What do you want to do?
Does she even know which way she's going? Because I don't think she knows where she's at.
It's up to you how you want to play that. I don't like. He wasn't trying to hide this trail from you. I know she was looking down at the game.
Yeah, that's the thing. She wasn't really paying attention. She would keep running towards the school where she would think the school would be. She would keep running. She's not going to slow down because she doesn't want to hurt this guy, but she also doesn't want to get hurt any more than she already is.
Mm-hmm.
And the closer she gets to school, as soon as she can see the school, if she sees anybody on the grounds or anything, she's going to scream for help.
Okay. Yeah, I think that this... I would say as you're rushing through the woods, and just as you're getting to the border here, you see Katie with an eye patch and these gloves running towards you and ready to meet you. Katie, you see Portia. What do you guys like to do?
She's just going to rush up to Katie. Katie, blood still falling down her face from the cut on her forehead. Like, he was going... I know he was going to push me off that cliff. He was going to push me off the cliff. He's crazy. I don't know. He blames everybody. His parents. I don't know. He's coming. I don't know what to do.
It's okay. Come with me.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to take you to the nurse.
Oh, okay.
Do not hold my hand, though. It will come off.
Oh,
As you two turn around, you see from where Stan's room is, or was, there is black smoke
Oh,
and is pouring out.
oh no!
this is
Where's
not good.
Where's Ace?
He could very well be in the room. We should go there first.
Okay, okay. As we're running down the hallways, if we come across a fire extinguisher, Portia's gonna pick it up.
Okay, as you run towards, I'll say you get the fire extinguisher as the fire alarms in the school go off
Okay.
because they still have fire code they have to obey.
Yeah, yeah.
That has to be there. So whirring, and it starts moving off, and people are evacuating, and there is, you can tell there's like a type of system making sure everybody's out. How do you, if your intention is sort of to get to the room, how do you want to do that without kind of getting caught trying to make it up to the room?
Are the sprinklers on?
That's a really good point. I think they'd have to have sprinklers, right?
Yeah, you'd think they'd have a sprinkler system.
Yeah, but I don't. I'm trying to think of how that would even be activated. I don't think it would be on yet. No.
Okay. How far is it to the room?
I would say probably a good like 5 minutes.
Okay. And I think Katie will just say, we should just act like we are heading the correct way, and everyone else is panicking.
Okay. Now, that actually sounds a lot smarter.
All right. Then, yeah, either of you could do this, or depending on how you want to say you're doing it. You can either act under pressure to act normally, or manipulate somebody so that they feel that they're acting normally. You must have it.
It should not be me. These are social intelligence roles.
Okay, so I'm going to manipulate someone. Oh my god, that's really what? That's 14.
Oh wow. So they go, oh, they must know what they're doing. Maybe and they see you have the fire extinguisher. So I think in their head they go, oh, they must be part of the fire squad, and they're coming up with a fiction to explain what you're doing because you're just so confidently walking with the fire extinguisher up, and Portia's going, yeah.
Yeah, I've got the telepathy in their brains, like with the manipulate someone, telling them, we're just going to put out the fire. We're just going to put out the fire. We're just going to put out the fire. That's what they're doing.
Absolutely. Okay. You burst up here. You do not see Sarah. You do see that the 5 students who were playing the game are evacuating past you, still looking at the game but getting to safety.
Okay.
If you want to do anything with them, other than that, you can access the room.
Well, I can't if it's a doorknob.
I go in, and if I see anything flamey, I'm going to use the fire extinguisher.
So the door is open. You burst in. There's this black smoke as it seems like the floor has caught fire, including the shag carpet. The room, as we described, right, was just a shag carpet and everything you don't want in a room to make it more flammable.
Gotcha.
Is in this room. And it's just, it is quite significant of fire. And you see the dead student's body in the wall still.
Ew. Yuck. All right.
I would say this is gonna. Felix would be act under pressure to use the fire extinguisher.
Okay. Six. No, 5. No, 6. Yeah, 6. I have that +1 ongoing.
Okay. You go to pull the fire extinguisher, and it seems during that the pre era here of all the orientation, there was a joke because it has been entirely used up.
Oh no.
Um, the smoke begins to get into your lungs, Portia. And as long as you're in those, well, yeah, until you spend some significant time outside of the smoke, you're going to have an additional -1 ongoing.
She's coughing, fanning the smoke. I can't get to it, Katie. I
Okay,
can't see it. I can't.
it's okay. I will try to go down and see if I can get him up.
Okay. All right. Just real quick. I rolled a 6 earlier, didn't I?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have leveled up again.
Obsession.
With 1 extra experience. So.
Okay. So, Katie, in order to do this, you're going to have to go in and open a trap door.
Yeah. Okay, Portia.
Yeah.
You will have to open the trap door. But after that, you should get out of the smoke.
Okay. Do you want me before or after you open the trap door?
I will attempt to assist you by placing
yeah, that's right.
a
Okay.
weight
Um,
on something.
You know what? Okay. So actually, you know what? I'm gonna back out of the room a little bit. I know about where that trapdoor is, right?
Yes.
All right. Can I use my telepathy to open that? Or not
Telekinesis,
to,
yeah.
telekinesis to open that? Okay.
Before they find me to see what kind of shape I'm in, can I try to move?
I will do a help action to just describe what the latch looks like.
That works.
Okay.
Okay.
I roll an 8.
Okay.
So you get a +1. But I expose myself to trouble and danger.
Right.
Okay. So 3, 4, and that's weird. 6, 7.
7. All right. So what do you get to do with 7 for telekinesis?
You move it, but it hurts.
Okay, so you take a harm.
I take 2 harm.
Take 2 harm. How are you?
I am dying. I am an unstable.
Okay, how many total harm levels?
5
Out of 8?
out
Was
of
it-
8.
Okay.
5, 6, 7. No, there's 7. Yeah.
5 out of
5
7.
out of 7. Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, you're screaming. You're in very, very bad shape. As
Yeah.
the smoke's getting to your lungs, you're crying out. Katie, I'm going to say you would take 2 fire harm, which ignores armor. So I think that's going to be minus your inhuman to take you to 1 harm.
I take... Okay, so it's 2 minus... So it's 3 harm, right? Then, right?
What would be 2 ignore armor?
Oh, 2 ignore armor. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Because of the fire. So, because you basically exposing yourself to danger because you're standing way too close to the flames for a long amount of time describing this, as it begins to burn and singe cables, and the door flaps open. And I will say, Ace, what would you do? What is Ace doing?
So about as soon as he fell down, he would have reached in his bag and started crazily looking to hope he was prepared with a respirator that could create its own oxygen. Use preparedness.
All right, is that a roll?
It is. Come on, 10 or higher. As he remembers that he left it in the bunker on his...
Oh,
Oh no.
absolutely. Okay, I'm going to call this 2 harm.
Okay. I think he is dead. I'm not sure. I have 7 harm, and I have 6 boxes.
You're dying. You're not dead, but you're dying.
Okay.
I think if you take any more harm, you will be, though.
Yeah. So open this up, and the flames immediately come down like in this little draft down into Ace. As it burns, because of fire, you see a badly charred life form. And I'll say, just for flavor with Katie, you recognize, though, he's still alive. You see a very, very low heartbeat coming from his body that is badly burnt.
All right, Katie, is this like a ladder?
Yes.
All right, so she would go all the way down and loop her arms under like his armpits or something and try to lift him up and then walk backwards up the ladder.
Okay. I think this is easy enough. I think there's flames. Yeah, I guess this would be act under pressure.
Okay. That is a 7.
A 7. Okay. Yeah, I think coming in, it is so hot. The flames are there, and you can take 2 harm or have Ace die.
I just take 2 harm. I got plenty of boxes.
Yeah, shake 1. Yeah, so I think that's going to you shield yourself. More of your pieces are melting. I think your hair is entirely burned away at this point. Obviously, if you are anything but what you are, I'd not be in good shape here. As you push out and into the hallway, you take Ace.
And so, yeah, I'll kind of look to like, I'm still going to. Well, there's still a fire down there.
There is,
and they're both out. Right?
Yes.
Am I unconscious? I don't think I'm unconscious. I'm just unstable. And I probably are. Well, she went down there. I probably ran into the hallway to get some.
I thought out like they're out of the fire.
Yeah.
100%. So I think you moved into the hallway, Portia. Katie, you get Ace, and you're in the hallway as well with him.
All right. So is Portia up or is she down?
She's awake.
She's awake.
Though in very bad shape.
All right. So I would know it with a fire alarm. The nurse is not in her office, and there's a fire, and I can't deal with the fire right now. So I'm going to kind of drag them toward the exit.
Okay. Okay, as you're dragging them, your eye is going to fly back in your head. Because she's going to open the drawer thinking that this place might burn down and doesn't want your eye damaged. You said it would fly away.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to do that. um, as she, as you start going towards the door. So I would say, you can get out of this building. It is going up, but you were there in enough time where this isn't going to be the worst thing. It's really in what condition and where you're trying to end up is where the drama is here.
She's trying to get them to help. Like,
Okay.
that's her first priority.
Okay. You give me a sharp roll, actually.
Is this a social intelligence roll?
I don't think it's social intelligence, no.
It's a 2.
Oh no.
So it would have been a 1?
Yep.
Oh no.
Okay.
Well, no,
So-
I have a -1 on sharp. So it was just a matter of whether or not it would be a 1 or a 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Perfect. Yeah, I was because the idea was here would she know like the evacuation and the in case of fire stuff, and it was just a matter if she got to that piece
Probably
of it.
not.
Right. And that's the sharp roll. Sharp was just to go. Did she happen to come across this? In her,
She would know the
melody.
only thing she would know is the correct procedure for exiting the building based on where
Yes.
her dorm is.
I believe, yes, totally agree. This was more to do like, would you know where they'd set up a medical station?
No.
And that's what the role was meant to decide. So, with that, then, you run out and you go out to the main area where people from the dorm have gone, and they see you. There's still bits of you that are on fire. Your hair is gone, and you're carrying Ace and Portia. And then you're looking for a medical. I would say you look and you run immediately to where a small table is, where you see Nurse Nanny putting everything together, sees you, goes, oh my gosh, you're all in shock, and puts a blanket around you that is heavy, puts out the fire. And is going to begin to treat. So Portia, Ace, Alex, Portia, Ace, my bad. Since you've been brought to the nurse, that you're going to be considered. You're not actively dying, but you are all going to have the harm. And for this mystery, we already used the immediate healing you get. I believe you get up to 2 harm a mystery that we've used already.
That's for the group?
nurse. Yeah.
Oh, well, it wouldn't matter for me anyway. That's not how I heal. So
Right. We were
Okay, so since we're there, we're not unstable, but we haven't released any of the harm.
yeah, I would say you can't do like if you would try to do anything, you're going to become unstable.
Okay.
But sitting here, you are not going to continue to get worse.
Okay.
all right. Is the nurse here?
She is. She just put this blanket on you and is trying to take care of the 3 of you.
I do not require assistance, but I can help with the fire, but I cannot hold anything.
And you see that there are several extinguishers, even like there seems to be essentially a fire truck that is pulling from a garage. And you look and it's you only now, and all the students, like so many are talking how they've never seen this, but there is a garage hidden within the tree line. And essentially there like was these fake trees that pistoned apart, and this full service fire system has come, as well as sprinklers, and they are trying to put this out. And she goes, no one needs you. I don't know how many saw you, Katie, but I don't think we need everyone knowing we have an artificial a machine here that wasn't in your file.
There were 6 others in the basement.
They got out.
They got
They-
She doesn't know that.
Okay.
No, Ace. Ace
Katie, you saw them passing you.
Oh, okay.
I said
Oh.
you see them
Oh,
pass
never
you.
mind. Okay, gotcha. You're right.
No worries.
Did you see Mr. Sorensen in the room when you got me?
No.
He's going to actively look around for either of the Sorensens.
I'm going to give you consciousness enough to be in the scene, but you
Oh,
cannot look
but
around.
Oh,
So you can
Portia-
talk, but I'm going to say you are very limited in your abilities
um,
because you are flat out at 7.
yeah.
okay. That's fine. No, I get. Is Mr. Sorensen around?
Let's not to worry about the Sorensens right now. Okay.
Well, I mean,
Stan,
I don't. Right now, I want to make sure you 3 are safe, and anyone else who's in this, we need to. Stan. Oh my gosh, did Stan try to hurt you, Portia?
I think he was gonna try and push me off the cliff. I'm not sure. I can't. I was able to run away, and he was muttering something. I don't know, but he's scary, and his parents. I don't know. It's like he blames everybody, but he's not willing to. I don't know, talk to people. I don't know what's wrong with him. It's that gets scary.
well, Mr. Sorensen tried locking me in the cellar and possibly killing me. Dropped me down the tunnel. That's why I was asking for Mr. Sorensen.
Right. Like I said, let's just focus on what we can focus on right now. And at this point, Headmistress Heron comes by. He says, Nanny, have you seen the Sorensens? I can't find either. Where would they be? They know this is where we need to do. We've drilled this 1,000 times. I don't know. I've got patience here, Headmistress. Oh my gosh. Of course. I apologize. Where are they? And begins to look. Just walks around. She goes, if what you say is true, I doubt they're going to be found. Kids, I think we need to get through this.
I will.
Go ahead.
I need to recharge.
How do you do that, Katie?
There is something in my dorm room.
He cannot go to the dormers right now.
I cannot show my face then.
Okay. But she has you still covered with this blanket. We will figure this out. We need to just need to do it. And I would say, is there anything that you guys particularly want to do in this moment?
If she comes across, if Portia even catches a glance of Stan, she's going to throw a jinx on him.
Okay. As you're seeing here, you do not see Stan. Stan does not come by this area.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I do know of a safe place, but I can't really move right now.
Right. In that case, I think there's a sort of fade here. And classes are postponed given about a week time.
Okay.
And we're going to jump ahead to the end of that week. So just as a well, at some point we are here. We're not going to role play out the week. totally, we're gonna figure out what's happened. But at any rate, there are some kids are immediately sent home due to just the dorms being down as they come up with some temporary lodging. No one's overly upset as far as the temporary lodging, just because it's still such an honor to be at the school. But they'll put up with it. The lodgings weren't the most amazing thing at any rate. Others are electing to stay, and certainly any can stay that want to. However, this because of the nurse's suggestion, Mistress Heron wishes the three of you to stay. With your lodging set up in the infirmary, separated by curtains, and basically Katie and Portia, you have a small curtain, along with basically they have like cubicle walls that they bring in to fully get Ace on the other side, and there's 2 chemical showers that are in there that they set up to let you use, in order for you to essentially have something to get specialized care. And the office here does have like really nice equipment, so it's just something that is essentially accepted. And whatever you need for a recharge, the nurse has either let you transport or transport yourself, Katie.
Okay. All right. So yeah, Katie doesn't show herself to the others until her skin comes back.
Yeah. So let's call it. I'm going to say for the week, we're going to heal half the harm.
Okay, so do you want me to round down?
Let's round down.
Okay.
I have to roll mine.
Okay, yeah.
So okay, I'm stable. I'm now I'm only at 3 harm.
Ace is still unstable.
All right, that is really good. That's a 12, so I think that heals me up completely.
Nice.
Which is good. Better than the worst outcome. So yeah, I'm back. I've kind of spent that time mostly alone, regrowing synthetic skin and hair fiber and
Hands.
hands. Just kind of rebuilding my hands a little bit.
Yeah,
which requires some assistance from the nurse a little bit.
Yeah, the only thing I think the nurse would say at this moment is suggesting that you only grow back a little bit of your hair.
She says, okay, she grows the entire thing back, but leaves like an inch off.
Okay, we'll deal with it. If anyone asks, let's say it's a wig.
Very well.
Other than that, I'm just a good doctor. Okay.
Nurse,
Yes.
have you heard anything from the Sorensens?
They were not found.
What about Stan?
He was not found.
He said something to me, and I don't know if this I trust you. I don't know, but I don't know if this makes any sense, but the sleeping one?
She pauses. Right. There are a lot of legends about what's here. Um, I don't know particularly. I've heard of him, heard of it, but just that name. And in, I guess the most I've heard is we must keep them asleep.
Um,
Other than that, I've not heard much. But I know you have questions, and it's time we talked about your future here and what that is going to look like. So let's do that after the break.
okay. Oh, wow. That was intense.
Alrighty. Back.
Yep.
I'm here.
Okay. All right, very cool then. So, so you are in the nurse's office here. And she's sitting with you, and has begun to explain a few things. It says, yes, I am somewhat aware of that phrase, the one who sleeps, but I don't know as much about it as I'd like. Or, well, let's leave it with that. Hey, so you aware, or say, are any of you aware of the history of this school?
My sisters told me some.
What has your sisters told you?
That the school is a very prestigious yet under the radar school, and that there's been things that happen that go bump in the night at the school that normally students take care of.
Oh.
And the wolves aren't really wolves.
Well, it remains to be seen. So, some students are aware of what happens here, and some are not. It's not fully, I guess you could say, part of everything, and there's a large portion, fairly a large portion of the school that would go on to do many, many things that have nothing to do with what some might call the supernatural. Though I would say majority of staff here is tangentially aware in some form or fashion. And I do have to say, I've never met someone like you, Katie.
Like me.
Yes. What is your designation?
My name is Katie.
Katie. Do you classify? How do you classify yourself, as human or other?
So none of the other people in the room are aware of Katie, and so she is like playing this off.
Okay.
Do you not classify yourself as human?
Okay. Just checking. Sometimes we like to check to make sure everyone's around. As you see, she suddenly kind of picks up what you were trying to understand. Like, she looks a little embarrassed. She sort of just assumed. She's like, crap. Nothing.
It's okay, Katie. I mean, I knew somebody in my old middle school that designated themselves as a cat.
Yeah, so just trying to how you identify. People identify in different ways. That's all I was trying to do. Greatly said, Portia. So under normal circumstances, The Saracens, you know, Johansson and Sarah, would take care of this. They were in charge of recruiting and educating those. Though there's not a group. They were to recruit a new group is one of the first things they were supposed to do. I do know that all of you were on that list, but they are gone. And the entire housing staff has been let go. And from my understanding, they are looking to be replaced with those who would not know the history of our school. Many are concerned at this time. Usually, any staff that would stay here usually is aware or was a student here. And that's going to drastically change now. Since any staff that were hired by the Saracens are no longer permitted on the grounds.
Does that mean that people who are not aware of what is going on are going to be teaching us subjects?
Yes.
So will our math teacher still know maths?
There were no maths. There would be experts in what they are here to teach. It is the extracurricular that they will be lacking. And some will be going home more than normal. Which means the school is going to be accessed a bit more from the outside, more than I think we are used to.
Does this mean you're going to lose your job?
No, I was not hired by them. I was hired from the headmistress. So I owe no allegiance to the Saracens. And partially, frankly, because of some things that you all did, they believe I'm to be trusted. And what I'm trying to say is that due to everything that's happened, I have been asked to, I guess, take the place of the Saracens in a manner of speaking. I am not going to be a house parent or anything like that, but in the three of yours development and activity on the island in regards to, as your friend Ace so eloquently said, things that go bump in the night.
Got a question. Do I see any weird things that nobody else can see at that moment?
At this moment, you do see there is an apparition that looks a lot like Nurse Nanny there, but in much older clothes and younger.
She's just staring at it. And she's going to be, and then she's going to point at it and be like, "You mean like that doppelganger you've got standing? Is it beside or behind her?"
So, yes, that's my sister, Nephira. It's fine. She helps me occasionally.
Was she your twin?
Yes.
You're very pretty. Then and now.
I do not see anyone.
Don't worry, Katie. Not everyone can see them, and that it's more goes to my point here. Ace, I am aware of your family, and your family is typically, you could say, grandfathered into whenever you are here on the campus. Portia, let's just say you were not going to receive that benefit, but your abilities speak for themselves. Though that did take a little convincing. And Katie.
My father is a very well sought after surgeon.
He is. And honestly, I think it's time that that part of our society begins to have a member involved in these things, don't you?
Are you asking if my father needs a job?
I am giving you a job, in a manner of speaking. But you have to keep it secret.
I
Can
see.
you do that?
Well, that depends on the nature of the job. If I am serving drinks, for instance, it may be difficult to keep that a secret.
Hmm. You know everything that you find in the science books and the math books in our library?
Yes.
Good. Your job is to be aware if anything that is outside of those appear or begins to happen on this island, and to investigate it and determine what the best thing is to do about it and to do that thing.
I understand.
Katie, this might help explain things. I'm guessing this was your doing, nurse, and he pulls out the books that keep getting left around campus and like in the bedroom, not knowing Katie's the one that's left them there, but just the monster books, and just opens them up and just shows, well, these things, they all are real, and this is what we try and put down by doing that.
Well, I did not leave them, and we do not know if all of those are real. That is a big, maybe they are, maybe they're not.
Sure.
I there are some of those that we keep in, and those are, let's put it this way. Any information that is bound and out in the public is likely not overly accurate. True secrets in these types of information are hidden, though occasionally things will be out there in plain sight. This is never here. This island. Was first a place where we believe Norse tribes, Vikings, raiders, you're familiar with that, would send their young to survive the winter. And it was where they'd be trained as warriors, you could say, to deal with the world. And as time went on, the reasons for that became more apparent to more people who moved in and understood this island. As it is, I guess, what some would say is where monsters come from. But that's even a little too dire. For some reason, a lot of unexplained things end up here. It's like a magnet. And it could be because of the being that you were told about, Portia. That could have something to do with it. We do know there are things that sleep here. The ancient Vikings would say, this is where Fenrir sleeps. Which that's probably more of a story than anything. But I'm not here for history class. I can answer any questions you'd like about this place. The point being is I am officially asking the three of you to be the investigating club of the school. Which comes with it keeping the school safe from these things. Sometimes those things can include, as you have found out, your fellow students. There hasn't been a fire here in 100 years, but and electronics are kept away. But let's just say that things like Stan, people fall into nasty things occasionally. I wouldn't say it's common, but it does happen here.
Well, I mean, I'm up for it and everything as long as I'm not on the verge of death every time I turn around.
We do have quite a few drugs. I don't know if you're quite aware, but the wounds you've already sustained usually don't heal so quickly outside of the island. Part of the, guess you could say, benefit we get among being what I believe to be the best supernatural encrypted facility that exists is also we have produced the best doctors and researchers, and a lot of that gets siphoned back here for many things.
Good to know.
And I, as a nurse, have access to them and also use them mostly for ones who would run across certain phenomena.
And if we do this, guys, we might want to check on this sleeping one because Stan may have mentioned something about waking it up.
That would be in your purview. It's hard to fully explain. Basically, there's a contract that I don't fully know. I've never seen it. I've not seen these ratings, but what I'm told is that after a certain age, messing around with things on this island are mostly certain death. Thusly, it is only our student investigation club that is permitted to take care of these things. So I can be here as a resource, and that is most what I am, kind of a faculty advisor.
Okay.
But it is your three's job to take care of these things. And also, by the way, you have to keep up with your schoolwork. This is a school first, so you gotta make sure you're doing that and proceeding. You can't be failing and still be here,
Well, you got to keep the headmistress off our tails then about certain things, because that whole debacle with the games,
Well,
like
we were not aware of that.
I tried. Okay.
You were not the investigation club yet.
I tried telling the Sorensens, but at the time, I didn't know that what was happening with Stan, and I didn't know that they were Stan's parents.
Right. So the best information was given. I understand. As far as headmistress, as far as she's concerned, you are to obey the school rules.
Okay.
Those two, from what I'm told, have something to do with the contract, though I don't fully know. The Sorensens would be able to tell you more. Again, the best secrets, the important secrets aren't actually written down. So we are actually in quite a problem. I don't know a lot of this. I did serve in the investigation club, but I was only here for half a semester my senior year. So I know a few things, but I don't. And it's one of those things you're not taught them unless something happens. So we are going to do the best we can. And again, the headmistress, she's not in charge of this area. She is in charge of many other things that have to do with the school, like making sure the bills are paid and these types of things. This has always, well, for a long time, gone to the Sorensens and always been the dorm parents, but with that whole staff gone and us not going to initiate a whole staff of them, you're stuck with me.
If needed, are we permitted to go into the woods and the cliffs, some of the outbound areas if needed? Do you know or no?
The rules state that if those of the investigation club are permitted access to the entire grounds here on the island. However, there are penalties for them being seen by other students.
Makes sense.
Well,
Go
Should-
ahead.
well, I was only going to say, when are classes going to resume?
They're scheduled to resume tomorrow.
Very well.
And of course, you're expected to deal with this, and sometimes things manifest themselves through the class. You'll see. I think you'll see. But I'm glad you're in it. And with that, I guess it's the clubhouse that I need to show you.
Yes.
That would be lovely.
I can't
And-
wait to meet our teachers.
Ace just frowns at Clubhouse.
Yes, Ace, I am aware of your family's. Anyway, whatever you want to do with that. It's like I don't know anything. All right, so here I'm gonna do a little bit of stuff here. So you've gotten a little bit of the backstory and stuff we worked on here as well upon this island and such things. So the question here, what I'd like for each of you, we're going to go around and I just want you to tell me something about the clubhouse here. And we're going to leave it a little bit open. And then once we get a good feeling for it, I think we're going to just sort of leave it there. So this should be just kind of one kind of special, anything you'd like to say, I guess. I'm going to leave it a little bit open. It's one thing that you'd like to say that is true about the clubhouse. I would say, as some suggestions, it could be its location, how you get into it, potentially what's there. There's many ways you could kind of take that, but you would get to kind of go to one thing. Yep.
Okay.
Do you have something?
Sort of. I was trying to think of how to do it.
And it could be a little bit of a conversation too. My thing is I want some of it created by all of you. That's what I'm trying to go for.
I was thinking something Hogwartsy, like it's behind it, like the entrance is behind a big old portrait or something like that.
Okay.
I won't lie. As soon as he said that, I was picturing the clubhouse from Wednesday.
I pictured an old school tree clubhouse, so we're all over the place.
Exactly.
Oh, you know what would be kind of funny if it was kind of a tree clubhouse. It's actually a big giant tree that's kind of at the back of the school, and everybody just thinks it's a giant tree, but there's actually a hidden door in the trunk, and you go down its stairs.
Well, I like that until you said Hogwarts, because now I'm thinking more Hogwartsy in the sense of like,
I'm sorry.
All right.
like, because you got so many secret doors, right? So
Yeah.
And it's an old school.
It is.
Like-
There's a lot of opportunity. So it sounds like we're between.
I got it.
Oh, you got it?
No, well, I don't actually have it, but I want something elaborate like they do the house that does like the riddles to get into the clubhouse.
Okay.
Oh yeah, like Yeah, like there's like a pixie or a ghost or spoon, something like that, like kind of guarding it, and the only way to do it is to have somebody who can actually see them, and they actually have to like answer a question or something. I don't know. That's just a
Okay.
guess.
Katie would want a math question, like a
math question.
really difficult.
It could be a math question, and Portia could be like, "Hey, Katie, what's this?"
How about this? Each member is able. What if there's we could see what this thing would be, but whatever it is, each member is able to let it quiz them because it's a school.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So you kind of pick a sub, like you like when you're being led to this as part of entering, you have to tell it a subject or a category, and then it knows whenever it sees you to ask you that. Though you can open the door for whoever you want, but you're the one who has to do that, so that it specifies itself to the person based on the instruction you gave it. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Is that something that sounds good?
Sure.
All right. Is this technological or is this going to be mystical?
Well, there's no technology here, so I
Yeah.
guess
I think
yeah.
mystical.
Well, that the students know about, yeah. But I agree. I think mystical is the funner one. Very cool. All right. So then I think we've got to kind of have a thing of, like, there could be like a statue, like Sphinx type thing. It could be more like a ghost or a spirit, or something else. What are some ideas?
I won't lie. You said Sphinx, and I really like Sphinxes.
Man, God, riddles.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's good. It's going to stay with the subject. We already determined it was going to be the
No,
subject.
yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Uh,
The Sphinx is so cool.
Yeah, like a statue would be cool.
okay. Okay. What about, let's do just tell me, it could be, what do you think of like a female Viking statue of like one of the first like of the first
Ooh, a
groups
shield
that came
maiden.
here and did Shield Maiden. I love that. That could be cool. Are we liking that, everyone?
Yeah. I won't lie. I just pictured the Phoenix. Courtney's got me thinking Harry Potter for some reason. But yeah, Shield Maiden sounds fun.
Well, you know what? I think we can have a phoenix on her shield.
Yes.
I like that. Shield, and she will question you. And let's do. Oh, Triern would be your name.
Triern?
Yeah.
Like that.
Shield Maiden of Gunbergrove. Very good. Okay, so that's how we get in. We've kind of established that, and because of that, then you'd have to. Well, where is this statue actually? I guess that's a good question. Do you think is because what the nurse was trying to say is that, like, there is this thing that's going on, but this is still a school that does all the things a school needs to do. This is just like a department, sort of, even though it is important. And so, like, so let me ask this: should it be somewhere that is like very inconspicuous, or is actually fairly conspicuous? Like, stupidly so. Like, it's the Shield Maiden in front of the hockey arena. Like, she's there, and you've got to find time when no one's around and got to go in. Like, what do you want?
right in the
I
center of
won't
the
lie.
court.
I was just picturing the fact that we said the hockey arena used to have 2 stories and they took down the second story to make room for the hockey arena. I felt like there's just a random set of stairs going up to this giant statue and the rest of the floor is just all gone.
Okay.
For some reason, that's what went to my head.
Okay, part of my brain is loving that because of how conspicuous it really is, and people like people going there just looking and trying to figure out what's happening there. But at the same time, I hate it because there's too many chances for us to get caught doing this.
Okay.
Does that make sense? It'd be harder for us to actually go in and do research or whatnot.
Yeah, that would be part of it.
Yeah.
It's just whatever we want to tell. Like, I think that's the whole thing we're saying. So if that would be more irritating
It's
I
like
was- Go ahead.
I was gonna say like an abandoned classroom.
Or even like the back of the library where nobody goes.
Wait,
Like it's still conspicuous, but
that or something just came to me. You said the Sorensens used to control it. What if the statue's in the basement of the son's room in that little like trapdoor area?
I don't think it's big enough.
Oh.
Yeah, because it was only what, a 10 by 15 or something like that room.
Yeah, I think. Well, so we
Okay.
have the shield maiden thing.
I just thought that statue
Yeah.
was down there.
I think that's a good. It's not a bad idea. I think we liked, from what I'm hearing anyway. I feel like we're liking the idea that it's somewhere where people, like, everyone probably has seen the statue.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what kind of the feel we were getting from it.
Okay.
But not like in the center of the school.
Yeah.
Is what Courtney was saying. So we had ideas. So it could be guarding an abandoned classroom.
There
or
we
it-
go.
Or it could be an abandoned like meeting room, or just a meeting room. It could be in a meeting room in the library that just has this thing there, and that could be where like the meeting room of the squad is officially. But it's open. I don't know. What do you guys think? There's just some ideas. Is there any? I would say. Yeah, sorry. Would we like it to be in the library area, or do we like it to be like in a separate room off the library? Sounds like where we're down to.
Maybe.
Isn't the library like the most crowded area since we don't have technology?
I mean, there was a common room. There are common rooms and stuff. So those are probably the more. Remember, there's small libraries in each dorm room too. So it could be in a dorm room too instead of the major library. There's just ideas because I think we wanted. I think the Courtney's idea was it's still a place where people are, but it's just not the center of the school.
Yeah. Like it's easier to get to. Like it's. I like the idea of it, like being in a room, kind of like a club room.
Okay.
And if a club really wants to use that room, they actually have to, like, other than us, of course, they actually have to like reserve a time slot in order to use that room.
Mm-hmm. Now, it's one thing that Alex said that I would love to add to this is this idea. You guys can tell me. You can just veto this. But what if this is not where it's always been? Actually, that they did some work at some point to relocate it because it was the second floor.
I like that.
And then because of kind of like the drama club not getting enough funding because sports makes more money, it was a supernatural group that like had to move its thing. And so they essentially put it here. And so it's very crowded. And it's a little like crazy because they had to put everything in probably a smaller space. But it's still like secret. It's got all these things, but it's like a little bit of a character, I think, piece of it. Does that sound fun or?
Oh, I think that's fun, but I'll let everyone else decide that.
Crickets.
Some schools actually do that.
All right.
All the time.
Cool. Does that sound good, Jackie? Or Courtney?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna say Courtney kind of led that piece. Jackie and Alex, I guess, or what are like? Why don't you each pick something you'd like to put in there? That's something to do. So we decided that the entryway is like this coated sphinxy thing. All right. What type of operations? What's one operation that somebody thinks it's set up to do?
I I don't know.
Research like a big lore library type thing, possibly.
Okay. All right. So we do if we do what you're saying, Alex, I would say, what is a quirk of it? So this could be something like it could be like a rolling, like the bookshelf is like circular, and it basically is almost like a rolling, rotating spice cabinet, but it's books, and like a lot of them are back in the walls, and you kind of spin the thing to research. Uh,
I
it, it Yep.
I was actually picturing, since they had to move and relocate it, it used to all be in bookshelves, but they're now all in boxes, which makes researching a little more difficult. And you
Okay,
just have
so it's a bunch of
boxes
boxes.
upon boxes. Yeah.
Very cool. All right, so a lot of books, but it's in boxes, which makes the time a little bit crazier. I like it. Very cool. So we got the entrance, we got like kind of this quirk of it. So the entrance gives it secrecy. Once you're in there, no one can really get you. The research gives a good place to find some information, should you need to try to find something. And I'm going to have a different table. So basically, I would say every monster based on that is just going to have a, what can be known about it from the library. It's not going to be an exhaustive place where every information on anything that exists is there. But you would definitely get some things, some types of information for the mysteries, depending. What's one other thing that it should be able to do? I think Alex and Courtney have given, so we just need one from you, Jackie. You cool with that?
I mean, I don't know what it can do.
Or aspect, or thing that can be done there.
I think there's probably a circular table, and it has nameplates, and there's a reception desk, and there's a coffee machine.
Okay.
And so there's a reception desk, but nobody works there.
Nice.
So Katie will sometimes work it, and even though nobody's supposed to come in. And there's a phone.
Okay. Yeah, so we'd say basic. Oh, so that's special. That there's a phone is very special, actually, this university.
Yeah, there's a phone.
Yeah, I like that. I like that there's a phone. What type of phone is there?
Well, it's an old school phone. It's in the center of the table, so you have to actually climb on top of the table to use it. And it's hooked up to something, and it just kind of, so there's like a cord that goes through the center of the table, and it's like one of those old ones with the cord, and Not
Is it like a mouthpiece earpiece type, or is it
no,
like
it's nothing
rotary?
fancy.
It's just rotary.
Yeah, it's like an
Okay.
older phone. It's so it doesn't even meet 90s office requirements. It's like more like 70s, 80s. So
Okay.
there's only one line, and it can dial out, but there's always a chance that because of the way the wiring works, that it doesn't necessarily work.
Okay. So what's its primary purpose?
To get information off of the island from other sources, or to that I would say that's its primary source, is to try to find information elsewhere.
Gotcha. So you can like call into maybe different centers, possibly a library, get some information. Okay, perfect. But there's a chance, excuse me, it doesn't work.
Right. Or that there's maybe there's I don't know, not a malfunction, but maybe it just doesn't work. I don't know.
Yeah, that could be a source for some failures or whatever. It could be like, hey, maybe the phone doesn't work this session because of things. So very cool. I like that. I feel okay, so I think one thing that I'm going to say there's going to be one special function of the phone that is known to you should you dial the correct sequence of numbers. This should be something. Dude, what do you? So this place can do one thing. It's linked to the phone. What's one special thing that you can do with the phone?
To the table, or just like random ideas, or
I would say the idea here is that you would go through a certain sequence on the rotary,
okay,
and then something happens.
I would say maybe there's a self-destruct sequence.
Self-destruct?
I mean,
I love it. I love it.
Nuclear option, or I don't know, something else. Maybe it calls in the army. I don't know.
I love the idea of self-destruct. I think that's really fun. Like this idea that I kind of think because she'll show you. She goes, well, part of the responsibility is that you are also the keeper of all this knowledge. It cannot go to wrong hands, and there are actually some entities that it would be quite apocalyptic should they get some of the things in here. So if you need to, and she shows you this number sequence that will cause the whole room to go up in flames. Should it be dialed? So this adds a little bit of this. This is a really real thing. Like this organization is really good. Okay. So we have the somewhat secret place. We have kind of like to Clubhouse. Like we'll say you have things like candy bars, soda, and coffee here. It is very much like what teens want in their secret place, which is mostly the right amount of snacks. And like that. That sounds really good to me. Is there anything else that, like, just before we kind of close this base part up, that somebody really wants to kind of put in there?
Is there like books, like a library of confirmed sources on different entities and stuff?
So we said there's a bunch of books in boxes.
A bunch of books in boxes.
Because the idea is that this is way too small for what you should be doing. Because it was moved here from the hockey floor.
Gotcha.
And so it makes research a little harder, but you can possibly find something.
Okay.
It's also where I would say, based on it, no club has, like, they've all, like, every iteration of the club. I like the idea that they've talked about sorting them and finding out all the information, but no one has. So actually, no one really knows all that is in the library, or all that is in, not the library, but these books, because no one's really done the work.
All right. And are there like, I guess, I don't know, specialized tools or anything like that. If
Well, I think.
Because-
What about this? If we could kind of say, for whatever reason, mechanically, whatever.
like your basics, silver for werewolves,
Yeah.
iron for fairies, stuff like that.
Well, I'll say mechanically. What if this links safely to Ace's bunker?
Oh, that works. Yeah, because if
Then-
Ace's family has always been on this committee, it would make 100% sense.
And even the nurse knew about the bunker that's not supposed to really be there.
Yeah, like it's secured, but you like see your keypad on one
Yeah.
of these walls. And you're like, does my key code work? And it just leads to your bunker. And so therefore, Ace can access his special things from this place to give that feel for it.
That makes
Since that's already kind of included mechanically in our party here.
Gotcha. All right.
Yeah, so the big thing is this can be a place where you have privacy, and then of course there's additional things here as well, and again, this idea that it hasn't been used a lot, or it's there, but there's a way to discover different things. I'm just kind of thinking through. Let's do a base move then, and this would be more of like a space for something. And so I think that this would either be weird or sharp, but basically, or actually, you could do any depending on the role. I might ask for different things, but you can see if there's a space set aside for a certain thing at any time in your base, and then we would do a roll to see if it's there.
Okay.
And the idea is like you move one of these huge stacks of books because it's everywhere. Because it's just so crowded. I like so the feeling I get is like hanging out like in like a dad's garage workshop,
Ah, yeah.
right? Where like as teens and kids, like almost anything you can imagine could be there because you can't see everything that's in there. You'd never take the time to do it. And so, like, just there could be anything, in the sense of like, what he's got an air compressor, like that has that was used in NASCAR,
That sounds like my stepdad's garage.
right? But it's covered in like grease and all these others. You never know it was there. I think that's really fun.
Where did that come from?
Very fun. All right. Cool. Then I like that. So let me get the categories real quick. Katie, you've got math for the Shield Maiden.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then what does Ace ask for?
History.
History. And Portia.
I would say the only thing she'd really be good at is art, but I'm not good at that really.
Well, that's okay. I think Portia can put art.
Yeah.
And so what I asked basically is when you're accessing this place, at some point in your character work, just come up with some things that might ask you in your categories: math, history, art, and kind of just to kind of give that flavor of, like I go ahead and give them the answer to Alexander Great and how he conquered the and I get let in basically. Getting that kind of deal there would be fun. All right.
One more thing. I think it would be cool if you'd allow it to have like past pictures just be around of like previous groups, because it's a thing that every group has like their end of year photo in it.
Oh, hanging
Absolutely.
up on the wall inside.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yearly group photos.
Group photos of secret organizations. I always find
Yeah.
that funny.
Yeah.
But it happens in every movie. So.
So iconic.
I mean, yeah. It never turns out bad for the group.
So iconic. I love it. Yeah. And I'm gonna say there is one photo where um you can see the shadows of people, and it's black and white, but you don't see the people.
Hmm.
But you see the shadows behind them as if they were standing there.
They just face the camera the wrong way.
Maybe.
I won't lie, just for game mechanics, could there by any chance be a one where Ace sees his parents and the Sorensens in the same picture?
I like that. I'm down with that. I like that a little bit. Yeah, so I think perfect. So you were brought into this dusty room as you give Trierne, the Shield Maiden, your preferred group in information, and it takes a little while because there seems to be some enchantment, and Snelly actually gets it wrong 5 times before she goes because she's never done this before. It's like, okay, let's take a look, because she's never been in this one. When she was here, it was the second floor. Now it is the hockey rink. When she was here, so she's not aware of this particular place, and so she brings you in and goes, "Oh my!" Did you see this? Steps his desk. I imagine the green glass top, and steel, with a little notebook for appointments that's entirely blank. You see this walnut dark stained wood table that is oddly polished and kept pristine, with 3 nameplates on it: Katie, Ace, and Portia, all ready to go. So, oh, that's creepy. Okay, he says. And with this black Onyx rotary phone that sits conspicuously on the table. Other than that, it is many cardboard boxes. I would say the majority sealed, but not a small number are open. Whoever researched last in here, they're not like put back nicely. They're kind of just hanging. One book is open on its spine and hanging on like the cover of a cardboard thing and just set there perfectly. And she goes, well, investigation club. This is your group. And she starts to prepare, interestingly, an old flash powder camera setup. And as you look, that even some of these photos are in black and white, all black and white, but they all are, but different ones have people in modern clothing, like so last year's clothing, that they just seem to do it this way. They've never made a modern camera. He goes, we still use this. However, the tradition is you are the investigation club. But you're sick for short. However, each inductive group picks a separate name, like their team name, you could say, and we put it on the photo. That's a long-standing tradition. And so what do y'all think the name would be here? Well, actually, I'm sorry. She's going to ask you. So what'd you like your name to be?
I don't know. It's kind of, I don't know, I guess ironic. considering our set, considering where we're at. But how about the mystery machine?
What does Katie and Ace say to Portia?
To Portia?
Portia says, "What about the mystery machine?"
Perhaps not the machines.
Oh. I thought it was funny considering like electronics and stuff are, well, I guess machines are kind of electronic, but not really. Okay.
How about just the mystery?
We are the mystery. The Mysterios. Ace. You're muted if you're talking.
We could be the Babysitters Club.
The Babysitters Club.
Amazing.
You can't get off mute.
Oh, he says, but okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, do you want to be? So it goes. The mysterious then, or the mystery, or mystery?
Mystery.
Mystery.
You are mystery. Okay.
We are so creative.
And she goes, "All right.
Keep it
Just
simple.
remember, it can never be changed." And she takes the photo. And no, she lets you pose and takes the photo here.
She takes a photo?
Yeah.
So Katie like poses for the photo the way she's programmed to do.
Yeah, she lights this huge flash powder thing with this old camera, long exposure, and gets this big plate. And the next day hangs this processed black and white photo of the three of you in this dusty old hall with books, boxes all around. And there's a little plate that says mystery.
Should have
Okay.
just called ourselves placeholder.
I'm okay with actually retconning it if we come up with something. But
All I've got is Teens Incorporated, so mystery word.
it's all good. I know. Once the mystery machine, I'm like, oh, our brain's on Scooby Doo. We're never getting off of it. We're there, and it's going to be there for the rest of the session because it's been said. No, I love it. Okay. Yeah. So
Well, it could be Teen Mystery Inc.
Isn't that?
TMI.
that's Scooby Doo.
Yeah, that is Scooby Doo. Aren't they?
It's
Mystery
TMI
Incorporated?
for short.
TMI. Teen Mysteries.
Is that really Scooby Doo? Teen Mystery Inc.
No, it's Mystery Inc. Mystery Inc.
Oh.
Incorporated.
Yeah.
I just wanted to put teen in front of it, but TMI. Yeah.
Teen Mystery Institution, since we're out of school. Still TMI, but
It's workshop, but it's workshop. I love it. Yeah. Okay. So, going through this next bit, then, I would say, what are some things that? So I think we had one thing like, so Portia had this idea of wanting to be more interested in the one that sleeps. That's sort of her pet project. Is there anything else that kind of is characters you are interested in regards to this room and what could be contained herein?
Only because of her programming, Katie is going to try to organize their books,
Okay.
like either alphabetically or by year or author. But she's just that's just what she does. So if she sees a bunch of clutter, she's going to try to do something with it.
Are there bookshelves in this room? At
There
the
are
very
not.
least? Oh,
So she might try to build a bookshelf.
Yeah, you could definitely begin working on this. Yeah, like there's this idea that just no one has cared enough to do that. Okay,
So she works through the night.
and
organization.
I think as Portia is, or as Katie is doing this, Portia is also going to try and help as much as she can while researching the sleeping one, by making a master list of all the books that they come across, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay,
Does that make sense?
We're creating a Dewey Decimal System.
Yes.
so it does, but I think that would mean you're not researching the one that sleeps,
Okay.
and you are instead helping her organize.
Okay. Okay.
You have to make a choice because if you both work, it's going to be done faster, and it'll help when we figure out some other stuff.
Yeah.
Or but it's up to you. Only because it's not like there's going to be a book called The One That Sleeps.
Yeah.
It's going to be like more mentioned one sentence here, something here. Like it's going to be a more very intensive research because
Makes
it's
sense.
not like there's chapters or those types of things.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I think she would help Katie just to get it done because it needs to be done, and the disorganization she has in her, like, in their dorm room, she has organized chaos. This is just complete disorganization, and she doesn't know where anything is, so it's driving her insane.
I won't lie, Ace would do the same just because of teenage rivalry, and since his sister would have seen it like this, and she never done it anything bad, he could then like brag to his sister saying, "Hey, I did something you guys never did."
Okay, so this is really like a team group project that y'all work on together.
We're going to put the catalog. Like it's going to have a catalog. It's going to have
yeah.
drawers. It's going to be like a whole system for checking out books that Katie is going to enforce. It's like, oh,
I love
please don't remove that book until you've checked it out.
I love it.
Right,
So
what you need now.
yeah, this is going to move fairly quickly, just not instantaneously.
Yeah.
I would say it is a large process, but it is definitely not going to because all three of you are spending your time on it. It is going to move fairly quick. But I do like that. And oh, you're getting here like just before classes start, so you don't have the week necessarily. I love it. So that's the organization seems the primary thing. I kind of like because you guys kind of were caught unawares and you're frustrated that there's not more information. So you wanted that to be more. I love it. Perfect. At the Investigation Club or just Team Mystery, and got the questions. Oh, this is important. You are able to suggest or induct others. And there's a receptionist desk. You can try to bring Tara if you want to.
Katie wants to work the reception desk.
Okay.
She doesn't trust anybody else.
Yeah. So I was just saying that this would be Katie, because you're friends with Tara.
Yeah.
If you would want to, you decide not to bring in Town and Tenebrew.
Yeah, I don't think it's a good idea to bring her in just yet.
Perfect. That definitely would have been Katie's call. Very, very cool. Yeah, I guess anything else before we kind of say, cool, we've got our base.
I would say just thematically, the camera just appears when Ace and their mall are moving things. They just see this, they accidentally like hit a wall and it it pops open in a keypad, and like people are trying to type in random codes, and the nurse is even like trying to type things in to figure out what it is, and then Ace is just like, I wonder, and types it in, and you just see a spiral staircase come pulling down, and you approach something that you notice has a armory, infirmary, and a panic room, just so that the characters are now aware that that
Okay.
is there. And the infirmary actually has a bed in it, like a medical bed / surgical thingy mabobber.
I love it. Yeah, so we can get to your place by doing that. And then very fun. Yeah. So there's kind of those two areas that you can have access to. Which I like. So is this something that you're making sure everyone has the code to then?
Yeah,
Okay.
in case of an emergency, just because, especially with the panic room. Well, he wouldn't necessarily give it to the nurse, but he would definitely give it to Katie and Portia and just say, you can't tell anyone what this is, and I never gave this to you, and if my sister asks, don't tell her because she will literally kill me.
Oh, yeah, your sister. That's okay. I don't talk to her anyways.
Well, or anyone asks.
Oh, okay.
Well, I guess you should. Your parents never told you this before you came to the school?
My parents weren't allowed to come to this school.
Oh. Sorry, I forget about the family situation. Well, we're family now. As he just keeps approaching.
So Katie now believes you have a homicidal sister.
Katie's not far from the truth, but all right. So have we gotten everything straightened out, or is it going to take a little bit longer? Like, do we have like where are we in this?
So yeah, it's gonna be I would say, I think, depending on how things go, I would say after one or two mysteries.
Okay.
Closer to the one, probably. I would just say for the first mystery, you're definitely still pushing this together.
Gotcha.
But it is too much even for three of you to be done in like a night. Like it
Oh,
is
yeah.
it is a 1 to 2 week project with all three of you helping. Because there's things that don't have titles. You know, there's a large amount of
Yeah.
things to do it to make it extremely usable. I would say.
Makes sense. Okay.
So Portia, you would probably notice that Katie doesn't go back to the room to sleep during this project.
Would she be using the medical bed in the bunker?
No, she just works through the night.
Oh,
Katie.
Mm-hmm.
You know that sleep is good for you, right?
Yes, I highly recommend it.
Okay, you haven't slept in like a week.
I believe that may not entirely be correct. I believe I slept.
When was the last time you slept, Katie?
7 hours ago.
But you didn't come. What? Did you slip? Did you come in to the dorm whenever I was already asleep or something?
So Katie is like, her brain is like microprocessing all this information to come up with something. I have a boyfriend.
Katie! Are you staying at his. Katie!
Yes.
You can get in trouble for that.
Oh.
You're not allowed to sleep in the boys' dorms.
Oh,
But who's the guy? What's his name?
her brain continues to microprocess. His name is Stephen Jones.
Stephen Jones. Is he cute?
Yes.
You'll have to point him out to me. I don't think I've met this Stephen yet.
When I see him, I will point him out.
Okay. Don't worry, I won't tell the teachers that you're sleeping in his dorm.
Please do not.
Okay. Just, I hope you're using protection.
Yes, I have a gun.
She'll just give her a thumbs up, kind of shake her head a bit, and turn around and walk away. She's got art stuff she's got to do.
I love it. I love it.
I'm literally on the floor.
Okay. In that case, I think we're going to go ahead and transition to the end of the mystery stuff
Okay.
because you've solved a mystery.
Oh, there's into mysteries. Okay.
So congratulations, you've completed a whole mystery. So you figured out that Stan was doing it.
Mhm.
I think a few things to keep in mind. Stan got away, potentially with his parents, and a good number. What you've been able to destroy a lot of the games,
Mhm.
and they've been able to be rounded up through time because you gave them to your nurse. Katie had them. So at least from what you know, there is a copy of a game that was thrown into the ocean.
Yeah.
That has not been retrieved. Then, of course, we do know Stan had some on him
Mhm.
the last time we saw him. That is kind of the state of that. But ultimately, this has been done. Go. Fine Scholar's got to remember. So.
You occasionally, from cleaning up the stuff, just hear loud bangs from a flare gun as Ace secretly tries destroying the things.
Well, I think Portia would have told the nurse the mixture, the concoction to disintegrate them. So the nurse.
Yeah, I
would
like
help us
that.
with that.
She helped with that. Yeah, I would say that's also part of what you've been doing the week. It's why you didn't necessarily get a lot done on this, is because you're cleaning the mystery. And it actually worked because a lot of times in fires, you do destroy a lot of things
Mhm.
because fire makes the chemicals all wonky.
Yes.
So I think it works really well with that. So, okay. So here we go. Did you conclude the current mystery?
Well, isn't that what we just did?
We figured out what was happening. We got rid of most of it, but I honestly don't think the mystery is complete.
What does it mean by conclude the current
Yeah.
mystery?
So I always do this where I just ask the question and y'all decide.
Well, I only mentioned that since you said that we were finishing this mystery, that we had concluded the mystery, so I didn't know.
Well, I would say the Sorensens, at least for the most part, are gone.
Right.
I guess is what I meant. So I think it's is so from your, do you feel like you concluded it?
I think we honestly, I don't think it's actually concluded. I think there's still something going on, and we need to figure out where what's his face went.
Okay.
Yeah, they all kind of disappeared.
Yeah.
We don't know what happened to them.
We don't even know if they're off the island.
Cool. Yeah, I guess I should have said we've come to the end of the mystery is probably what I should have said, or this segment.
Yeah.
So, did you save someone from certain death or worse?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, they did. I didn't because they saved me from certain death.
I
Yeah.
saved myself from certain death.
All right. Did we learn something new and important about the world?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
quite a bit. There was
Yeah.
a secret organization, all that stuff.
Very cool. And then, did we learn something new and important about one of the hunters?
Yes, I learned Ace has a sister who might kill him.
I do like that. Yeah, I think there was like the family history between Ace and them too, and there was all
Mhm.
that. Remember when we ask this, this is to me it's end of mystery questions. So it's for the last. This would go from session 1 to now.
Gotcha.
So definitely did. So that's 3. So that is 2 experience marks.
Yay!
So is it 5 experience each time you level?
Yes.
You get 5 experience, you level. I've
Oh.
leveled twice so far.
Okay.
And you, after 5 level ups, you get advanced improvements.
Yeah.
How exact? Because technically, after this experience, I came to a total of 11, but I've never actually improved anything. So
yeah.
I'm,
So take 2 improvements.
oh,
Yeah, your character sheet will tell you how to use your level ups. Like you get
Oh.
you get one of each thing that is listed. Like some of them are getting extra moves, some of them are taking moves from other playbooks, some of them are adding a point to one of your 5 ratings.
Right.
okay.
Yeah.
And
So
you-
it'll say leveling up on your
Oh.
playbook. So you
Yeah.
look at that and you do that twice since you have
Yeah.
11.
I just
Okay.
strike through the ones I've used whenever I do it.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing.
All right. Sorry about that. Wasn't trying to.
Oh,
So
You're
does
good as far as I'm concerned.
so everybody's has 2 level ups total at this point, or
It sounds like it.
okay, cool. Portia's done it twice. Yeah. So I think in that case, I would love to hear. Can we hear what everyone chose?
last time I chose a new move. But-
Okay.
I don't know what I'm going to choose this time.
Okay.
I've been thinking about that because you know what? I've been thinking about that. That's this whole time because I'm like, I don't know what to do, and I think I do know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and tune in. You can attune your mind to a monster or minion.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I like that. I think that makes a lot of sense for Portia too, as she was trying to really get into Stan's head.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. I like that. I like
I'm gonna go ahead and do that one.
And Portia, I think you have 1 or 2 lucks marked. How many?
I have 2.
You have 2 marked.
Yeah.
Katie, have you marked 1?
No.
Okay.
And you can also use a level up to get a luck point back.
Yes.
Okay.
Considering I didn't know what luck is, I don't have any marking.
Okay.
But unfortunately, that's your entire level up if you do it.
Yeah. Yeah, luck is a valuable resource. So what? You burn a luck to automatically succeed on a roll.
Yeah.
Well, actually, you get a 12. You get 12 on the roll.
Yeah.
And I have 2 normal weapons. I just never chose any normal weapons.
Okay. So we can talk about the other ones when we come again, if no one's ready. As you're looking. Yep.
Ace, just because it makes sense for the character, is going to take 2 moves. One is it wasn't as bad as it looked because of how banged up he is, that he heals faster now. And then he's also going to take
often right.
Often right.
Mhm.
Very cool. What's often right do?
When a hunter comes to you for advice about a problem, you can give them your honest opinion and advice, and if they take your advice, they get a +1 ongoing while following your advice, and you mark experience.
I love it. That's a fun mechanic. So it makes you likely to be right because it helps them succeed if they take your advice. It's very cinematic, and I love it. Like that's kind of that.
Well, and with the family, the Ace's family and the backstory, kind of just makes sense too.
Yeah. Very cool. All right. And then like we're good as a note, because I do have this written down from feedback from one of the sessions that I'm planning on getting us right into more of the scholastic stuff. Just wanted to make sure I mention it. This one, wherever she were finishing, just want to find it that I do still have that note. I'm still looking at it. And then I think then that's at least all the gameplay part of today's deal. As you've kind of finished this out, building your characters up, and we'll get started. So yeah, so those of you watching, thanks so much. This is our Monster Week playing and going through all the improvements. Fun game as the characters develop, and as you get a feel for a lot of improvements are based, like you take them based off kind of what your character is doing. A lot of fun. So we'll see all of you next week as we continue our story here. Bye-bye. Oop, not that one.